Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtadar Khan, your host, and today I want to talk to you about the aftermath of America's attack on Iran's nuclear sites and the subsequent announcement of ceasefire. I'm not going to reflect upon the ceasefire and the politics of the ceasefire, but I'm going to talk to you more about the politics of intelligence these days, since the time when the United States intelligence was manipulated to make the claim both at home as well as in international forum that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. Since that time, you could argue that intelligence in America and American foreign policy has become essentially highly contested and highly politicized. So all the internal agencies within the United States governments are often trying to undermine each other through leaks, etc. And we have had a similar situation at the moment. So what has really happened is that before the strikes, there was this whole, shall we say, a controversy where the Director of National Intelligence testimony given in March, Tulsi Gabbard's testimony to the Senate in March, that Iran's nuclear program had more or less, the weapons program had more or less been essentially tabled since 2003, and it was nowhere near acquiring nuclear weapons, and Trump rejecting that and then going ahead and attacking Iran and then claiming that Iran's nuclear capabilities were obliterated, completely wiped out. That's what he claimed. And now we have a leak from the Pentagon, from the Defense Intelligence Agency, completely contradicting Donald Trump's triumphalist claims. So my question is this Tulsi Gabbard's revenge? Is the intelligence community basically lashing out at Donald Trump for basically disregarding their initial estimate that Iran did not have nuclear weapons? So that's what I want to talk to you all about today. But before that, please, if you have not already subscribed to Conversations, subscribe to Conversations, like this video, press the bell icon, and don't forget to share this video with your socio-political network. So let's go back. What did Tulsi Gabbard say on March 25th to the US Senate? She said two things which are very critical. And in a video that I posted 2 or 3 days ago, I have actually included the video of her statement. And if I find it on my hard drive, I will share it in this video too, if I find it. This is what she said. One, that Iran did not have a weapons program since 2003. And number two, Iran did have an unusually high stockpile of enriched uranium at 60%, which is unusual for a state which does not have nuclear power. For a non-nuclear power to have so much enriched uranium does not really make sense. It's unusual. So these are the 2 points she made. So
the IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. The IC continues to monitor closely if Tehran decides to reauthorize its nuclear weapons program. Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is at its highest levels and is unprecedented for a state without nuclear weapons.
First, that we have no evidence that there is a nuclear program which is focused on weapons, but there is an anomaly, which is the large amount of enriched uranium, 9,000 pounds, and of which 400 kilos are enriched above 60%. And of course, this does not, I mean, this is when the Director of National Intelligence is saying that, this is the cumulated knowledge of all the 18 intelligence agencies that the United States has. So basically, the entire international intelligence community of the United States is saying that Iran does not have a nuclear program. It hasn't been active since 2003. Of course, Donald Trump said he doesn't care what she's saying. He basically, essentially demeaned her in a way and discarded her intelligence. And apparently he had intelligence, God knows where, probably from the Israelis. But you must also realize that the US intelligence is heavily influenced by Israeli intelligence when it comes to Middle East. So the assessment that Tulsi Gabbard was sharing with the United States president would have also been informed by input from the Israeli intelligence sources. So it's not as if it's competing with Israeli intelligence. So I don't know where Donald Trump was getting alternative information, maybe Fox News, who knows. But now there's a leak from the Pentagon, which very clearly says that unlike Donald Trump's claim that Iranian nuclear facilities for enrichment in Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan have been obliterated, which means they've been completely wiped out, the damage that the US has really done is very limited. And maybe it has set back Iran not by years, but by months, which means that they have not fully destroyed. They've caused some damage, and Iran should probably be able to repair that damage and then start enriching within a few months. That is what the leak from Pentagon is. Now, it doesn't mean that that is true, because the attacks have just happened a few hours ago or a couple of days ago. We don't know fully. There has been no inspection. So we cannot say decisively how much damage really has been done. All that is available in open sources is satellite pictures that we all see. And maybe there are some other intelligence that the Israelis are getting from the ground. But other than that, we really haven't had a proper battle damage assessment from the Pentagon, an official release. But there's a heavy investigation going on now as to who leaked the intelligence from Pentagon, and they're probably going to find somebody. My question is this the revenge of Tulsi Gabbard? I mean, she has been marginalized. She has been humiliated in some ways in the National Security Council meetings that were held in Camp David before the attack. She was not included. And to say that your director of national intelligence doesn't know what she's talking about is quite insulting. So the fact that she has been marginalized, plus she has also a very strong view on this issue. She does not want to see the United States getting involved. She's like the MAGA crowd on this, like Steve Bannon and Tucker Carlson and others, that she doesn't want the United States to be involved with another endless and false war like the war in Iraq. There was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, but the US intelligence claimed that. Colin Powell went to the UN and claimed that. And President George W. Bush claimed it again and again and again to the American public. The entire intelligence thing was false. And so she probably does not want the United States to enter another war in Iran, with Iran, which is a much more, shall we say, much more formidable adversary than Iraq ever was. But we will see what happens. I think while I think that the Pentagon leak could be credible, there is also a question mark as to how come they suddenly have such good intelligence to be able to actually estimate it so clearly that the damage has been done, which can be fixed within a few months. I'm sure the Israelis have a lot of human intel on the ground, and eventually they will be able to get some information of how much damage is done. And of course, if Donald Trump starts a sequence of, shall we say, giving Iran some sanctions relief, then perhaps we can get the IAEA inspectors back into Iran to maybe actually inspect Fordow and Natanz and other places. We will see what happens about that. But for now, I just wanted to share with you that the battle for the truth is already out there, and Donald Trump's claims and claims by Secretary of Defense have already been contested by their own people. So the US government is now at odds with its own eyes and ears, the intelligence community. The Israeli community is being very careful. While they are not saying that it has been obliterated, I think out of respect for Donald Trump, the Israelis are saying, well, there has been significant damage. It might be a few years before Iran can fully restore its enrichment capabilities. But off the record, they are definitely saying that it has not been wiped out. So the Israelis are falling somewhere between President Trump's claim and the leak that came out of the Pentagon. And of course, one thing that is very startling here is that we are not discussing two things. One is the legality of what the United States did. It completely violated international law. It's violation of Article 51. The United States attacked a sovereign country where there was no evidence of Iran taking any steps to hurt the United States, number one. And number two, there is no discussion actually going on as to how Donald Trump had already brought Iran to the table and was in the process of conducting diplomacy. And then right while you're at the table, he starts shooting at his potential partner in peace with whom you're negotiating. And so this particular tactics needs to be scrutinized because it undermines the credibility of the United States as a negotiator. So thank you for watching Conversations. I'm your host, Muqtadar Khan. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, press the bell icon, and consider becoming a member of Conversations. Until next time, I'm your host, Muqtadar Khan. Take care.